I'm going to be your host tonight for this short, sweet set of improvisational goodness. I'm here representing the Ledge Theater. The Ledge Theater is a new nonprofit foundation here in Los Angeles. We are trying to lift up voices of Black and Indigenous, Asian, any people of color, underrepresented people in the theater community, in the LGBTQIA+ community. We want to basically make sure that there is a space where anyone can play, where anyone can come see a show, where anyone can feel comfortable either getting up on stage or sitting in the audience and feel like they have a welcome home there. We are looking to increase the representation of many voices in Los Angeles, because the more voices there are, the more things you get to hear, the more things you get to learn, the more things you get to experience. And so we here at the Ledge welcome you to being a part of our movement. And by that, I mean movement, as in you are now indoctrinated. We expect you to march out of here and sign up 4 people, and then they sign up 4 people. And suddenly it went from a movement to a pyramid scheme. I'm not sure how quickly I went to that. But I've got some great vitamins in the trunk of my car. You can help me sell them later. So tonight we got an interesting setup. We are going to be in the back half. We're going to be presenting a live podcast called Laying Down the Law. And the concept of this podcast is there's a discussion of the legal case, and then we improvise based on that legal case with the host, Billy LeCoq. But before that happens, it's going to be a shorter improv set. And you might hear in my voice a little bit of anticipation, a little bit of excitement. And that's because tonight, my playing partner, Chris Compton, asked me if he could have just a minute so he could go to the bathroom. And I said yes. And he's not back yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've got an improv set featuring Nerdvana. And Nerdvana stars not just me, Stephen C. James, but actor, improviser, father, voiceover artist, educational, legal consultant, a guy who can barbecue like nobody's business, and recently hosted a 6-year-old's birthday party. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who's taking longer to pee than I thought he would. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Thorne Compton! You jerks, you find the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Nerdvana, and what I'm going to have you do is I'm just going to have you open up that dictionary and just read the first word that you see there, first thing that you see.
Cottage.
Cottage. Excellent. Thank you for that. And if I can have you just go ahead and read out first word you see, just open it up, first word you see.
Oh wow.
Primp. Primp. Excellent. Primp. Primp and cottage.
Print and cottage.
Primp. Primp. P-R-I-M-P.
Oh, Primp or I-M-P, like,
yes. Yeah, like fancy yourself up.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Right. I'll take that one. I'll take Primp. You know, I, despite my appearance, am not someone who thinks of myself as a fashionable person. I've never really learned to care about that kind of thing because I was always, como se dice, unattractive. It's been like the way I've always seen myself as someone just on the outside. Because I lived in Texas for like most of my life and then moved here at like 23, which is like the height of like when you're supposed to be like a young person who's going around. But fortunately, I benefited from something. I spent a lot of time going back to Texas because I would come here where I was some shuffling troglodyte, where I was like basically like a tubby Quasimodo, like a melting M&M in the sun. Right? Just not, but then I'd go back to Texas. And in Texas, I was like an 8.5. Because like the town that I come from, it's like there's a dearth of culture, there's a real limited selection. I literally had somebody when I was like, oh, I live in California now, say to me, I could have left if I wanted to. I was like, ooh, that made me sad. And so then I had this benefit of going back, and that's like one of those weird push-pulls, because you're like, I can go here where I'm happy, or I can go to the place where I left, where I'm attractive. And eventually I just decided, I think it's better to be happy, and then I met somebody who found me attractive. Hey!
Stephen?
Yeah. Yeah, see,
You went to Hammond High School.
yeah, Steven.
Maria, I was in your.
Oh my God, Maria!
Yeah.
In Miss Cook's English class.
Yeah.
I totally did not recognize you.
I didn't recognize you either.
Wow,
You look great.
Thank you. You do too.
Just been the same old here in town. I haven't seen you around town for a while.
Oh no, I moved away like 20 years ago now. Yeah, I'm just here visiting. My wife's down. My wife's from Houston. She's down there. She's helping her parents. She's moved to the house. So I brought my son up here, hanging out. My mom's watching, so I just got a cup of coffee, and I was just having a little bit of downtime.
You moved out to like West Denton?
No, Los Angeles. Los Angeles, like in California.
The one in California? Wow!
Yeah, it's just
That must be amazing.
it's really, any city like any other. To be honest, Maria, I actually live in Burbank. I say Los Angeles, it's actually Burbank, but
It's all the same to me.
Okay, yeah, I guess it is. But what have you been up to? You must have been doing like a million things. I remember you wrote the most amazing poetry for that English class. Like, it was so like intelligent and like full of depth and like trenchant and like intuitive, like really, really intuitive.
I can't tell you how much it means to me that you remember that.
Of course. Are you still writing?
No. I work in a dumpster factory. Yeah, my job is to test out the dumpsters. So they wheel them out, and then I have to go to sleep in it for 2 hours to make sure that if anybody did fall asleep in it, they wouldn't suffocate.
Yeah, the airflow. You work at Dead and Dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but hey, it pays the bills, right?
Yeah.
I work hard, so I get to do the things that I like to do.
Yeah, I've always said, I have this conversation with my wife all the time. I have a job that I love, and she has a job that she's like, it's fine. I'm like, most people hate their job.
Exactly.
Right? Not everybody gets to be the magical unicorn. It's the stuff you do for fun.
Exactly. Most people wake up every day and then have to sit staring in the mirror for an hour, just stealing up the energy to go into work even for one more day. Right?
I don't know about, right? Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to get up in the morning. Mondays.
Right, yeah, exactly. You wake up and like, oh my God, is it another Monday? Didn't I die this weekend?
So, but like when it's not Monday though, like on the weekends, Maria, what do you do on the weekends? I bet you get crazy.
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but when I get all 10 of the kids asleep, I like to watch one thing on Netflix, and then they usually wake up.
Well, what's the one thing?
It's called Paw Patrol. It's about a bunch of puppies that...
No, I'm familiar with...
You know Paw Patrol?
Yeah.
We need to get down.
No, I don't know Paw Patrol, but I'm aware of the Paw Patrol.
All right. I feel like Liberty coming in and really just threw the whole dynamic.
I don't... Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got weirdly defensive about Liberty. I'm sorry, Maria. So, Maria, I just... Do you mind if this is kind of boundary pushing, but have you considered, just going for more, Like, you could still write poems, Maria. You could even dust off some of those old ones and just, submit them, just to, broaden out a bit, Just to go beyond where you're at now.
Wait. You haven't seen me in 20 years, and now you come in and within 30 seconds you're going to tell me how to live my life? Are you think I'm not happy in my life? Just because I don't like my job?
No,
I'm sorry, I'm not some big, fancy Los Angeles guy, the king of Burbank. Okay, no. Please, we in Texas love it when people from California come in and tell us how we're all backwards and are doing it.
Hey, listen, I'm not from California, Maria, okay? I'm from here. And listen, if there's anything that I can tell you, there's 2 things that this place is good at. High infant mortality and killing dreams, okay? So I just want you to know that if you have something else that you would like to do, Maria, you can still do that, all right?
Well, you know what? I beat the odds, okay? Because I have 10 kids, none of whom died, so I think I'm going to make my dreams come true.
All right? Great. You got a very high percentage, all right? But I'm still saying that what about you? Not the 10 kids. Not one of whom I assume is named Jaden, right? But
There's Big Jaden and Little Jaden.
So, what about you, Maria? What about you? What have you done for Maria lately? right? Paw Patrol's a show for children. And plus, I mean, Chase is completely overwritten. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
Okay, look. First of all, he's got a great backstory. You know,
I know.
The puppy just drowned.
I know. No,
Minor brought you back to adventure. Hey,
Maria, you.
You know what? I'll tell you. Here's what I do. I come to this restaurant every day. And I get a cup of coffee. And I look around. And I see this town. And I see people that I've known for 20 years. And when my first husband left me, they were the people who rallied together and got me through that. When my second husband died, they were the people that came and supported me. When my third and fifth husbands died, they did the same. I live in a place where I have roots in a community. All right? Maybe, I'm sure it's like that in Burbank, right? I mean, we have lots of friends you can call anytime something goes wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a community in Burbank, and I do have that sort of thing. I don't mean to quibble, but did everybody just hate your fourth husband?
He just disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard. I mean, it was easier when I was younger, but like now, I just like, as soon as I get off the machine, I can barely like just get my legs going. You know?
I'm the same way. I gotta get the strength back in here and in my back if I'm gonna ring that big bell up there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, my doctor was like, hey, you should like do this kind of CrossFit thing to really challenge yourself.
Oh, hey, I've been doing the keto. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, paleo keto. That yeah.
That's right.
I mean, this one is like really a lot more intense than the other ones that I've been going to. I can't believe he won't let us leave until we climb up there and ring the bell.
Well, that's what we gotta do. Trust me, I've done it before. In my younger days, I climbed up and rang that bell every day. In fact, one day I met a bell of my own around that bell right there.
Hey, tell me that story, old timer.
Well, I wasn't always tubby, Quasimodo. When I was younger, I was svelte, just muscles for days in my arms, I got confused, in my arms, my legs, my head, shoulders, etc., etc.
I always go alphabetical. A up top, L down low.
Oh, that's a really good way to remember it.
Yeah.
A top, L, but, well, okay, I guess there's an L, but look, the point is, even as a young hunchback child, I said, I want to go to that cathedral. And the man next to me said, Notre Dame, and I said, it's called Notre Dame. Jesus, sweet Christ, where are you from? And he called me a hunchback. And I said, that's a factual term. I think you meant it as an insult, but it's just the only medical term we have to describe this right now.
Yeah, you know, you'd think they would have advanced that in some way, but it's still just hunchback.
But, you know, it's like toilet paper. You could call it bathroom tissue, but it's paper by the toilet, right?
Yeah, but
it clearly describes what it is.
But still, I mean, at least we call the blind the visually impaired. It's still accurate. It's just less pejorative. I mean, I wish we could figure out something for like some sort of like mountain shoulders or like you know, big back. No,
That sounds worse. Now,
yeah, you're right.
Like I don't want to be one to complain, but I think if people call me old big back in Notre Dame, I might feel like a little more tubby than I do already.
Yeah, that's true. Positive self-talk. I'm sorry. Continue with your story.
So I met a woman. I fell in love with her, but I was worried that she wouldn't love me because I was a hunchback. But long story happened that we won't get into right now. But the point is, it had an ending.
Most stories
And wound up alone again because I really let my body go. I'll say it. You look at me now. You never imagined the svelte young hunchback I was as a child.
Hey, I mean, you're kind of a hunch front now.
That is pejorative, now that you say it. Whoa. I just need to take a minute here. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, no, it's like
Catch your breath, Gary, all right? Just like,
okay. Oh, I feel like I just saw my life flash before my eyes, you know.
Hey, just you're here now. You're safe, all right?
Yeah.
You're safe.
Yeah.
You're safe.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here. You're here. Okay?
Wait, we're here.
Okay.
So, look, I feel like I just had a near-death experience, and it's time for me to really take a look at how I've been living my life.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy, I almost died. Right? If you hadn't caught me, I would be dead, right? I would be on that pavement.
Hey. I mean, you don't necessarily have to change everything just because of one mistake, okay? I need to turn you around here, but I don't want you to go thinking everything's wrong just because one thing went wrong, okay?
But it's an example, right? Okay? Like that is judgment for how I've lived my life, right? I waste my life. I spent 3 hours on Twitter yesterday. 3 hours in a row.
Listen, that's a lot of people, okay? What I'm saying is, Gary, I don't think just because you had that stumble, right, that wee stumble, means that you should just chuck everything in. I think you're a great Gary now.
Look, I'm saying that maybe there's something more for me out there, all right? Maybe spending a whole week just waiting and waiting and waiting so I could be the first person at GameStop to get the new Halo that came out and say, like, guys, they haven't made one of these in years. Is that the only video game you can think of? Are you so old that you can't think of another video game? You wanted one from like 2000? And I said, yeah. And the guy said, okay, and then he sold it to me.
Wow, I mean, to me,
That's the most interesting thing that's happened to me all year.
you are trying to push too hard, all right? Right? It's not like you were trying to jump off of the bridge, okay? You fell. I caught you, Gary. Right? You're fine now. Change, it's overrated. All right, listen, I'm the kind of guy who says, hey, if it ain't broke, it ain't broke. Okay? You can live every day the way you've been living. Right? You still play Halo. I bet you got really good at it.
Not really. 12-year-olds kick my ass and they weren't born when they made it. Like these are kids who got this game as punishment.
Just think about it like this. Your life could be razzle-dazzle, right? It could be fancy.
Right.
Like some sort of pepper-encrusted feta cheese steak, right? Where you got some sort of nice seared grill and it's filled with juices, and then you just consume that. It fills you up and the fat just clogs all your arteries. And then you're enjoying all this flavor and then you just die because it's too much. Or you could be a can of pineapple, not in the syrup, in the water, on top of a good heaping bowl of fat-free cottage cheese. Huh? Every day the same thing, a little bit plain. If it was good enough for Nixon, it's good enough for you. Huh?
I'm gonna go.
Etsy! Yay! Oh, thank you folks so much. We are Nerdvana, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a brief intermission so you guys can enjoy some snacks, enjoy some drinks. It's gonna be like 5-ish minutes, and then we're gonna be back here for Laying Down the Law!
Can you hear me okay? Thumbs up. Fantastic. Please don't all applaud at once. Thank you so much. Welcome to Laying Down the Law, Earmark Edition. The Law and Comedy Podcast hosted by me, Billy D. Clerk. Let's welcome our guest today. First, he's the other half of the comedy duo Landry and Summers. He was also the co-founder and company member with Sean Landry of We Be Negroes and host of the Seniors Improv Comedy. He's a graduate of Indiana University and the Players Workshop of Second City. And he's one of the allies of the Ledge Theater. He is Hen Summers! Is your microphone on?
Yes, is your
Fantastic. No, I don't know. Is my microphone on?
It is.
Fantastic. Next, he's an actor, storyteller, writer, and director who escaped the great state of Texas, moved to LA to pursue a career in comedy and free verse poetry, where he has become a reluctant hero running a drama program at a middle school, which was featured on the Moth Storytelling podcast. He's performed at Second City LA with the really awesome improv show and with Tuskegee Experiment. He's written for the TV show 26 Miles, played the dude in Pumpkin Patch, and performs on the Super Legit podcast. He's co-founder of the comedy duo Nerdvana that's performed at countless clubs and venues throughout the USA. Please welcome the multi-talented Mr. Stephen C. James. And finally, my third guest is an actor, writer, improviser, and all-around do-gooder. Listen close, and you'll hear him in movies like The Blind Side, Marmaduke, and The Mechanic, or on TV shows like Pretty Little Liars, Cougar Town, and Victorious. As an improviser, he's toured the world with Second City's Boat Co. and can currently be seen with Nerdvana, the two-man improv and sketch show that has performed in Los Angeles and right here at the Lyric Hyperion in lovely Silver Lake, California, just about 5 minutes ago. Around the country for over a decade, he is the one and only, well, probably not the one and only, but he's the one and only here tonight, Chris Compton. And now a short break to hear from our commercial sponsors.
Are you Lil Nate?
I am. Thank you so much to the sponsor. We appreciate we really appreciate your support. Now, folks, get out there and support that product and/or service. Use the promo code, if applicable. Not available in all areas. Some restrictions may apply. Batteries not included. Enlarged to show texture. Ask your doctor about serious side effects. And who's ready for some legal edutainment? Okay. So, the deal is that I'm going to read a case. I'm going to give you the facts, and feel free to interrupt me at any time and ask questions. This is Hoover versus Sun Oil Company. Hoover? It is not Herbert Hoover.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 1962.
You said every time.
1965. The case commenced on August 16, 1962, a warm summer day in Delaware, at a service station operated by one James F. Barone. A fire started at the rear of Mr. Hoover's car, where it was being filled with gasoline. Started being serviced by one Mr. Smilik, John Smilik, who was an employee of Barone.
I got a question already. How do you start a fire while filling up someone's gas tank? How hard do you have to be cramming that hose in there while smoking your 1962 cigarettes? To start a fire while gassing up someone's car?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a great thing about law school, is we don't know how the fire started, nor do we know how serious the injuries were, because it's not the legal issue here in the case.
Oh, so it's almost like you're intimating that there's some sort of stereotype of lawyers maybe not caring about the actual people.
It's actually no stereotype.
Oh, okay.
Just caring about the property. That's right. Yeah. So the plaintiff, Mr. Hoover, had serious enough injuries that he sued Barone, the owner of the station manager, Mr. Smilik, the fire starting service station attendee, and Sun Oil Company, the Deep Pockets, which owned the service station. Now, Sun wanted to get out of the case, claiming that it was not the owner of the service station. So the question that's presented in this case is whether Sun was the owner enough that it could be responsible for the injuries to Mr. Hoover. So here are the facts that are relevant. First, the service station was owned by Sun Oil Company, but it was operated by Mr. Barone, sort of like the Lyric Hyperion.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is owned by Sun Oil Company.
Yes. Enjoy the complimentary cups of Sun Oil on all your
Delicious.
Try it neat.
They had a dealer and lease agreement, sort of like a franchise operation,
Franchise, yeah.
like a Subway or a Baskin Robbins, where they Barone had started running the service station 2 years ago. So Sun Oil owned the dirt, the ground underneath. They leased it to Barone, And Barone had gone to Sun School, which apparently involved some kind of a model service station where he was trained on all the Sun products, and he got a Sun service degree. And
You had a garage in which you pressed a button and then the car would roll all the way down?
it did. And the people didn't have legs; they would put them inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they wobble, but they wouldn't fall down.
Exactly.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
kind of like Hamburger U, where you learn about McDonald's.
Yeah, that's exactly like that.
I'm also curious how your parents react when you tell them, hey, I'm going to college. Kind of. I'm going to Sun University. You know, you said I'd never amount to anything, but I'm going to college to learn how to be a gas station attendant.
Does the Sun stand for something? Is that an abbreviation?
Nope, just Sun.
See, so that means the University of Phoenix used to be less reputable?
Well, see, the reason it's called Sun Oil Company is it all starts from the sun. See, millions of years ago.
I assume that this is going to be cut out of the podcast for editing.
Yeah.
As you go into the history of how petroleum is made.
Let's let the audience know that he did go for another 25 minutes. From the Big Bang all the way to undressed
and got compressed under the ground and became oil?
Well, it wasn't one of the dinosaurs, it was the plants.
Oh, the plants, okay.
That was the most of the oil.
I see. It wasn't dinosaurs.
Not at all.
I always thought it was dinosaurs.
It wasn't.
I thought they got compressed between the rocks.
This is Sinclair Station. It's been lying to me.
So Barone was allowed to sell other products. He didn't just have to sell Sun Oil products, but his employees wore a uniform that had a little Sun logo on it. He also had someone who came by every single week, and his name was Robert B. Peterson, who came by every week to supervise, inspect the restrooms, and try and sell more Sun products.
That pause made it sound like you made up the most boring thing possible.
Yeah, it was,
His name was Robert B. Peterson. Is your refrigerator running?
There was his wife, notes microphone.
Yep, that's right. Not his real name. It is.
Telling us lots of lies.
IP Freely is his real name. So Mr. Peterson would inspect the restrooms, discuss customer complaints, and make suggestions to improve sales, and he would advise Mr. Barone on operations. Now, very important, the court lets us know Mr. Barone did not need to follow Mr. Peterson's advice necessarily. They were just suggestions.
I'm very glad that you're saying this because there's a word that I've been wanting to get into the lexicon, and that is jobligation. It's when at work they're like, hey, you don't have to attend this meeting, but you know, I gotta attend that meeting. If I'm not at that meeting, everybody's gonna be like, hey, why weren't you at that voluntary meeting that you should have been at?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Completely voluntary. Also the ping pong, right?
Oh yeah, always.
Absolutely. So he's not required to follow the advice. He set his own hours, and in the agreements between them, he assumed the risk of loss, and he was the one that was responsible to supervise the employees. So the question is, Sun asks to get taken out of the case. It's not our responsibility. We don't own the property. We don't run it. We're not responsible. So just a quick survey. Do you think Sun got out of the case, or do you think Sun was found liable?
Well, let's see now. Okay, now, Sun owns the land, right?
Correct.
Okay, and the building that has a Sun sign is on the land that Sun owns.
That's right. They did have a large advertising sign like service stations today, and there was also classified ads taken out that said it was a Sun service station.
And each of their employees are tattooed with Sun Oil, right?
On their uniform. That's right.
Exactly.
And the logo does say, Sun, we own this gas station, right?
It does.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd say, yeah, Sun's responsible.
Okay, I'm going to be very unpopular then because I don't think they're responsible because it's not like part of their employee manual was like, on Thursdays it's free fire day. Go ahead and cram as many lit cigarettes into the back of a Hoover car as you can. I think just because you hire an asshole does not mean you're necessarily 100% responsible for that asshole. And I deeply apologize to the family of the gas station attendant who I just completely besmirched by calling an asshole. I'm so sorry.
Well, wait a minute, the owner of the gas station hired the asshole. Isn't he responsible for the people he hires?
Yeah, but that's like putting Sun like 4 or 5 things down the line.
But Sun sold the gas station to this guy.
Yeah, but they didn't know that he was going to hire an asshole.
It's a gas station.
I mean, yes, gas stations are commonly populated with assholes.
There you go.
Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to go strategic and bet $1. All right. No Sun gas station attendants.
Though I will admit I might be wrong, because maybe this case is why there are no Sun oil stations. This was the last thing Sun did. They were like, we can get out of this, and the guy who got his car set on fire, Hoover, was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and call my lawyer, Jonathan Exxon, and we're not going to do that.
Well, this is the part where I tell the audience that I'm under contract to produce a 45-minute law episode. However, you're not going to listen to that. It's going to be recorded later. And I'm just going to tell you what the outcome is. But for those of you that are listening to this for free continuing education credits, you CPAs on Earmark, you're now about to get more information from me, recorded later. And the answer is, Steven is the winner! That's correct!
Hey!
Not responsible in any way.
I'm a lawyer now, Mom!
Due to principles of law in this business association's book, of which I've told you nothing.
And you guys didn't hear it when he got away, but he did go back and re-explain how oil is made by us.
Twice!
So accurate! So accurate!
And there was dinosaurs involved.
Yes. One of them did say it's a living.
Hey, I just wanted to thank you so much for giving me a ride.
Oh yeah. No, hey, I'm just gonna drop you up here. Is that right?
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, you can pull up right here and I'll hop out.
All right.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just pop in there. It'd be great if you could wait for me.
Sure.
It should just be a couple minutes. If you can give me a ride afterwards, I'm just gonna pop in. I'm just gonna, spray a little spray on deodorant over the cameras. I'm just gonna pull down this balaclava that I've got. I'm just gonna ask the cashiers, give me any money you got, or else, I'll snap your neck or use this knife.
Okay.
And then I'll come back out here with some money, and then we'll just head home. I'm thinking like 3 minutes tops. If it runs the way my plan said, I should be out at 2:30.
So, I'm not an attorney, but what you just described sounds like a robbery.
Oh man, come on!
Hey, Paul, he looks funny too.
Sweetheart, you're leaning way over the seat. Listen, I thank you so
You're
much.
fascinating. I've never seen anybody just like you.
I also
That's a pretty shirt you got on too.
thank you. It's silk. It's to distract the cameras. I got a plain work shirt
It's
on
silky.
underneath. Thank you. Your daughter's really handsy.
We prefer the term hands forward.
Okay. I mean, it's not a robbery, all right? What I'm doing is I'm aggressively redistributing wealth, all right? We don't need these banks and these oil fat cats holding on to all the money. I'm going in there and I'm being a modern day Robin Hood. I'm stealing from the rich and giving to the needy.
So I gotta say, you make a very convincing case. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the car here.
Okay?
I'm gonna leave it running. I'm gonna suggest you put some of the money in my trunk. And that way, I will not be abetting your robbery, because you are free to not put the money in my trunk.
I enjoy your suggestion. I take a good note. And I will also say, maybe because of that great idea of you leaving the trunk open, I'll maybe leave a little extra, because I got a pretty good feeling that Cheryl in the back is going to need some help paying for college.
Can I stay and watch him shoot somebody?
I will suggest that you climb up in the sunroof and lean forward, record it on your phone, and then we will sell the footage to someone who will put it on YouTube.
All right.
But you can make your own choice.
All right.
I speak more slowly when I'm being deceptive.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'd really appreciate it if you didn't record it. I mean, I'm not wearing the balaclava yet.
Okay. Hey, is that an order? That'll work for you.
That's true.
All right, I may be taking money from you to do a service, but I don't work for you.
That's right. My dad just gave you a ride. You should be grateful.
Cheryl, could you please stop licking my ear? Okay.
You got hair in it.
She is right. You do have hair in the ear. And it is now slicked back.
So I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to come right back.
Okay. All right.
All right. So wait here, okay?
Cars are waiting right here.
All right. Car door noise.
Well, I'm happy to be of service, sir. Here to take this entire bag of money. I don't need it at all.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was mumbling at you so much. I got really nervous and I got like lockjaw. It was crazy.
No, I saw you two talking. It happened last week too. The very loquacious robbers having an elaborate plan, and they come in and I keep an extra bag of money for you right here. I value my livelihood much more than my money.
Well, I mean, your name's not on the bank, right?
It's not.
All right, I'm gonna head out to what is essentially a getaway Uber at this point.
Shoot
But
it!
thank you.
Shoot him! I want more mics.
No, shoot it! Hey, Cheryl, stop it! This guy's really nice.
Oh, is that your daughter? She's
Oh,
adorable.
God, no. I mean, no. That was rude.
I'm right here. I can hear what I am.
I'm so sorry. What I mean is I don't have children. I don't want children. I'm getting really open with you. I'm sorry. Can I get open with you? I don't think I'm ready for kids. I mean, look at what I'm doing with
How much
them.
did you tell them 2.5 to 3 will be in here?
Oh, Christ, I gotta go. Thank you so much. Oh, no, you know what? This is for you.
Oh, no,
This is for you.
appreciate that.
No. And this one, hey,
What?
this one's got a dye pack. This is definitely for
I'll
you.
give that one.
This is definitely
Another sharp root. But at least my logo is okay.
Boy, is your face red. Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. I
Okay,
knew I was
go
going to
up.
die in this episode.
We should go a lot faster.
Oh, are you done recording?
No,
Remember, you gotta hold 1 minute, and everybody gotta be quiet till we get room tone.
I want to identify too.
Cheryl, please don't aim that in my face. I strongly suggest that we go ahead and move along and get back to
Okay.
my
As long as it's
shakeout.
not in order.
It's not an order. It's just
Okay.
a polite
Excuse me,
request.
gentlemen, you've been parked here for more than 15 minutes. And the meter's expired.
Here.
I'm thinking about writing you a ticket.
Oh, please. You know what? Let me pay for the meter with this stack of $100 bills.
Oh, I'll just change this into quarters.
Oh, God damn it.
We were gonna be here forever.
Oh, man. Wait. We just don't have to wait for the change. I feel so stupid. Let's just go. Let's just go.
All right.
Like faster though. I mean, it's not a getaway. I don't need to tell you how to drive.
It's a Chevy Volt.
Daddy likes
It moves at the
cruise.
speed of electricity, which is
Cheryl?
surprisingly slow.
Daddy likes to cruise.
Yeah, please stop rubbing my shoulders when you say the word cruise every time.
But it's silky.
And you are tense.
Yes, I'm very tense. I would like to get to my safe house, please.
All right. I'm not trying to pull over. I've just run out of battery.
Hello, I'm just wondering if you can show me directions. You see, I found that in America, if I just make a little siren type noise, people will give me directions. Do you know which way it is to the nearest service station?
Well, you are the most adorable Cockney bootblack I've seen in the last day.
Are you holding a chimney broom?
I am! Well, you're supposed to dance on down the road.
Daddy, he's got no upper lip.
So which direction should I go, Jets?
At this point, I'm going to say that way to the skin graft.
Check out.
Wait.
Very well.
Hold on a second. Is there a little chemistry going on between that Cockney blue pack and your daughter Cheryl? I think I see a couple of sparks there.
I think something's on fire.
Oh, it's him. Oh, it's him. It's all of a sudden. Hey,
Oh, no! I didn't think I was going to die twice in this episode.
Wow, a spoonful of sugar really helps the self-immolation go down.
So, look, I'm gonna say, we at Sun Oil, we've done a lot of bad things, okay? Sure, we've taken over small countries, deposed democratically elected regimes, we polluted schools, water.
Don't forget about the copyright violation.
Exactly. We stole our business from Sun Records.
That's right.
Colonel Tom Parker almost beat the shit out of me in a parking lot back there, which is ironic because of his name.
That's right. And then that Phillips guy, he showed up.
That's right. I almost had a real $1 million quartet on my face.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, take another beer.
But what I'm saying is, we've done a lot of bad things.
Well, they weren't necessarily bad.
Well, they were, what's the opposite of good?
They were questionable.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way.
Exactly, right.
Questionable.
That's
I would
right.
say like 4 or 5 of those things were objectively bad.
Oh, you mean like when we poured that 10 gallons of oil into that giant tub of formula and then sold it to children?
Yeah, that one was one of the ones I was thinking was objectively bad.
Yeah, because we didn't make any money off it or anything.
No,
It was just
no.
general sociopathy.
I mean, we were just like, hey, can we get away with oily baby formula?
Exactly.
Turns out you can.
Yeah, it was just get really nice waivers in advance.
It's true.
But it was just questionable because the original ingredients said you should put in olive oil. We did not have the olive oil. So what did you say? Use motor oil.
You know it.
It's oil.
To be honest, this formula was going to kill some babies already. And they were making it with olive oil, and that is not a good way to make it. I'm not a parent, you understand, because I'm not legally allowed to be that close to them. But I think the formula was a problem to begin with. We really just kind of probably made it better.
Yeah, I'd say that it was already a rocket ship to a shithole. We just put on a bigger engine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, you know what? Maybe we're not good people. Right? Maybe our very existence has made the world a worse place.
My mother always said I was a good person.
That's true. That's true. And what happened to your mother?
My mother's dead.
How did she die?
In a questionable way.
Boy,
If I recall, she died murdering a bunch of other people.
That's right. There was the rifle malfunction, for example.
That's right.
It was a water pistol that was filled with sun oil.
That's right. It was an old Italian bolt-action water pistol filled with sun oil. And she was up in the, what was it, the Texas Water Pistol Depository Company.
Yeah. And the people were trying to swim, and they couldn't swim, and they were sticking all together. And
Exactly. It was the third worst thing that happened in 1962. It was your mom, something I can't remember, and then this guy setting a car on fire.
Are you reminiscing
Am I
about your mom? That look on your face definitely said you were reminiscing about your mother murdering a bunch of people.
She didn't intend to murder. She was cleaning the gun, and she accidentally shot it off 17 times.
To be fair, that is manslaughtering people, not murdering people.
That's exactly.
Because intent is the core of the law.
Exactly. She did not mean to murder those people. She did not even know who those people were.
Exactly.
She decided that, well, it accidentally shot 17 people.
Is it really murder if you do it to strangers?
no, it's not. See, it's not.
Like, murder requires real knowledge, right?
Yeah.
To be a personal thing, it's an intimate thing.
Exactly.
You know, friendship and love.
That's right. At least as I interpret those words to be.
So we didn't know any of those thousands of people that lived downriver of that plant.
Right.
So we didn't murder anybody.
Exactly. And your mom, you know what? She suggested to the bullets they should leave the gun. She didn't make them go. She just pointed the gun in a direction.
You know what?
Is it her fault there was a person standing so close in front of him?
She had absolutely no training with that gun.
Exactly.
You know who I think is the villain here? The gun and the oil. You know what's that old saying? People don't kill people, guns kill people. I think I got that backwards.
That's right.
Guns-
Sun doesn't kill
Guns
people.
don't kill people.
Yeah, right.
People, but I think your mom is the case where, like, the gun clearly had it out for those people.
Perhaps the gun should have gone to jail. Not my mother.
Now,
You
even though
want
it's
your mother
slippery
to
slope,
go to jail and sit in the chair when they put the little thing on her head and she just vibrates her up? No, you do not.
isn't that a slippery slope? If we
Also-
start convicting people who are guilty of murder, what's next? Convicting people who aren't guilty of murder? I don't think we can risk that kind of dangerous precedent.
Also, I don't want to send us off on a tangent, but my mom had one of those chairs and she really seemed to like it.
Are you sure that wasn't a hairdryer?
Yeah, that was
Like an old-timey hair dryer and a hair
I
salon.
thought that was the one at the car wash.
No, it's like the thing with like she called it a reduction. It like had a belt in the back, and she put it around.
Well, this one had.
Yeah. What do you call those? The torture machine.
No, I don't think it was a torture machine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sometimes they put weird names on things. They call it maybe a fun machine?
The person expander. Sometimes they call it rack and pinion, but it was a person expander.
Is that what a rack and pinion is?
I think so.
Oh man, I'm learning so much today.
I had trouble with my rack and pinion last week.
What'd you do with it?
Oh, no, it wasn't my rack and pinion in that way. It was actually my car's rack and pinion.
Oh, okay.
I hit a hole. Threw it all out of the way.
Well, did you take it down to the company and see like one of our fine Sun Oil mechanics could do anything?
Well, part of it fell apart, so I'm still picking up the pieces at the moment.
Oh, well, I tell you what, I know a guy. You take it in, he can take care of it for you. You got it insured, right?
Yeah, I got insurance. Sure.
And you like that insurance. It's probably better than the car, right?
Yeah.
Then I know just the mechanic for you. It's a nice car you got there. It would be a shame if something were to happen to it.
I get you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I don't mean to
You
go
guys
off-
may not be able to see it, but he was touching his nose.
I don't want to go off on a tangent again, but I was just thinking, guys, what exactly is our ethnic background? That's a good question. You know, it's like I'm not exactly sure. Like it doesn't feel like I have roots really. You know?
Yeah. I think you're kind of wobbling all over the place.
Now, my background is known as Vagabond European.
Oh, okay.
That's
So I
right.
will wander across the west part of the and then the north part and then the south part of Europe.
That's true. You know what? My mom was from somewhere in the mid-Atlantic, and then my dad was a tiny dog who jumped up and down next to a bulldog and urged him to keep doing what he was doing.
You see, my family.
I don't think it really matters, because this is America.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
That's true.
We are all equal unless you're of a certain color. Everybody else is equal in this country.
I mean, that's a hard truth, but a truth.
It's true.
A really
That's
fucking
what I
hard
was-
truth.
Right.
I mean, as I'm saying that, I'm thinking, wow, this country's really out of whack. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, look, if there's one thing I'm not, it's a racist. I may be a murderer, I may be a person who steals money from young children, I may be someone who deposes democratically elected regimes, I may be someone who judges people based on their skin color, but I am not a racist.
Yeah, and that stand he set up at the Klan meeting, that was simply a commercial venture to sell drinks.
I thought it was a can.
Hey, Mom.
Yes. Oh, sweetie.
Hey, I was wondering, when's Dad getting home from work?
Probably Tuesday.
That seems like a long time. I can almost hear, like, his voice on the wind, you know, calling after me. And I miss Dad.
It's time for me to tell you a hard truth.
Oh.
Your father, he's not coming back.
How?
He was.
Is it something that you did?
Yes.
Oh.
You see, he
I
had.
mean,
a
I
job.
could have called that.
He had a job.
I mean, there are a lot of times when I think maybe I won't come home from school. That way I don't have to be around Mom anymore.
Sometimes I feel the same way.
Yeah.
About me.
Yeah. I get that too.
Sometimes I can't stand to be in a room with my very own self.
You know, because the other day, Mom, I was like, hey, it's hard living with Mom.
Yeah.
But at least I get to get away from her sometimes. She's got
know.
to just be Mom.
I am always me, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to head on down to the gas station. Jump in the car with me. What do you say?
Sure thing, Mom.
Okay.
Hey, Mom.
Hey.
Maybe on the way home, could we stop by like the Burger Mart? You see, this is what I'm talking about, right? We had like this moment where we could have bonded, we could have connected, like a little push, a little pull. No, just a flat no. Come on, Mom. I'm coming with you to the gas station, Get ready for me on the back end.
Well, I have to get something out of it. You're gonna pump the gas, and that's something for me.
Oh, so I wind up with hands reeking of petrol, and I don't even get the happy thought at the Burger Mart.
That's true.
I was attempting to make a persuasive argument, Mom.
I'm very
that I should get be able to order the happy thought at the Burger Mart.
Why?
Because
Do you think, where does it say in the mom handbook that you're supposed to have joy as a child?
I'm pretty sure like page 8, they've amended it.
Not in my copy.
Well, maybe you should get a copy from like the recent times since I was born, because it feels like all the other kids at my school have joy all the time.
Well, your friends at school don't have parents who are malignant narcissists.
Yes, that is accurate.
That's right.
So maybe, Mom, since Dad's not coming back because he's been crushed by your overwhelming self-focus, maybe I could have a meal that isn't cooked by somebody who only eats kale leaves and also comes with a toy.
That's a persuasive argument.
Hey, God. I can tell by your face it's still a no.
You're right.
God damn it.
I mean, it's a persuasive argument. I'm just not persuaded.
Mom, what if, what if, just once, you thought about, like, listen, we're pulling up to the gas station now. What if, instead of focusing on yourself, you brought a smile to this fine gas station attendant, who still works as a gas station attendant, despite it being 2022?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring a smile to that gas station attendant, but I'm just going to need you to run inside for 2 to 3 minutes, maybe a quick 2.5. And I'll be here. Just a suggestion.
Okay, all right, sure. I'll run inside. Mom, do you want me to take that bag that says gas station equipment?
No, take the one that says bag of money and bring it back.
Oh, okay, all right. Sure thing, Mom. Hey, Mom, it's hard. This is something I'm picking up in therapy at school. It's hard, but I want you to know that I love you.
Did you get that? We're going to put it on YouTube.
I got it.
Oh, Dad, it's Cheryl from school. Please stop touching me, Cheryl. My mom's here.
Cheryl, do you want to come live with me?
I don't know what's in it for me.
Absolutely nothing.
Do I get my own room?
No.
Do you buy me food?
Nope.
Got TV?
Yes.
Internet?
Yes.
It's spotty at best.
I feel like I should interject here at some point. But I'm not going to.
Oh, hey, good to see you. Welcome back.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
You're my husband, right?
Yeah.
Did
Been a while.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
Wow.
And you can see I've already given birth to and raised a child.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the first part was not fun.
Hold on a second, Mom. You didn't recognize Dad? You really are a narcissist. Wow.
Son, someday you learn something important about relationships. And that's this. You can leave them.
Oh.
Anyone you want. A spouse, a child, faith, certain concepts in Western morality, inability to see blood, the fear of just putting your arms or your hands around somebody's neck and just choking and choking.
Dad, I feel
almost done. Choking and choking.
Dad,
Sorry.
Cheryl's recording this whole thing. You don't want to choke Mom here.
Wait, is it?
You also don't want to choke Mom.
Oh, okay, all right.
Listen, okay? Like I said, I've been getting therapy at school, which is free, Mom, so quit rolling your eyes. I've been getting some therapy at school, and they've been telling me that, like, just because Mom's a narcissist, she still has a right to live within her own cracked world, okay, Dad?
Okay.
That doesn't mean we have to end her no matter how frustrating she is.
Yeah.
But I would request that you take me with you.
I gotta say something. For having your mom as your mom and me as your dad, you are remarkably well adjusted. Just insanely well adjusted, which is probably a bad way to put that, but really, really well adjusted.
Well, I mean, honestly, I was pretty much raised by the television, and then Cheryl has been a real comfort.
Oh, what?
I mean, she seems like kind of a weird kid, but she's a really good listener.
She grows on you. Yeah.
I mean, She's literally trying to grow on me right now.
It's true. That's actually what she's doing right now. She's trying to sort of, you know how two cells just kind of come together? Maybe I was watching that in Rewind. The point is, she's really trying to fuse her identity with yours.
Oh, classic. I mean, it's just like I said in therapy. I've moved from a narcissistic relationship to a codependent relationship.
Exactly. Oh, man.
Hey, Cheryl, we're gonna have to develop some sort of boundaries, okay? I mean, it's just the healthiest thing that can possibly happen is that there's just some sort of separation, so it doesn't kind of wind up becoming one of those things where it's not sure where you end and where I begin.
I'd say it must be your kid, but you didn't get that from you either.
Don't you love me anymore?
Whoa, Cheryl, it's not about love, all right? It's about independence, okay? We both get to be our own people. If we can separate and then come back together, it's going to be a lot healthier. I want you to go off and have your own adventures.
Okay, we can separate together.
It's more of like a clean break. It's a clean, not stretchy break.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm going to make a suggestion. Run. That's what I would do in your situation.
You know what? It's my birthright. I'm out!
Scene. And the moral of the story is,
never trust anyone who's behind your car with fire.
And fear the sun.
thank you very much, folks. That is laying down the law.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Oh, look here, you got the field of the water. Here's the presentation. Here's the hot summer. And behind the scenes, let's hear it for Jeff. And ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Lyric Hyperion Theater.